December 7, 1941. The island of Oahu wakes to a quiet Sunday morning. Sunlight on the water, ships at anchor, and sailors still half asleep. But history is about to change forever. Only this time, something's different. Anchored near the mouth of Pearl Harbor is a warship that doesn't belong to this era. A steel predator from the 21st century, a U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke class destroyer. Built to track ballistic missiles and supersonic jets, not slow-moving propeller planes. Its radar hums to life, its weapons are online. And soon, it will face a test no one ever imagined. So here's the question. Could a single modern destroyer stop the attack on Pearl Harbor? Inside the ship's Combat Information Center, the lights are low and the screens glow a cold blue. Sailors sit at digital consoles, watching hundreds of radar contacts sweep across their displays. The Aegis combat system can track entire air wings at once. Missiles, bombers, or fighters, it doesn't matter. Outside, the sound of 1940s radio chatter fills the air, a surreal collision of past and future. At 7:40 a.m., radar picks up faint returns 60 miles north. Dozens of aircraft, level bombers. The first wave of the Imperial Japanese Navy is closing in, but the real threat, the torpedo planes, are flying low, hidden behind the hills of Oahu. They won't appear until they're barely 15 miles away. That gives the crew only a few minutes to act. But in modern warfare, a few minutes is more than enough. The Aegis system was built for this exact moment, to detect, decide, and destroy faster than any human could. Orders go out, weapons free. Missile hatches open with a hiss of steam. The destroyer's vertical launch system, 96 missile cells, each one a precision weapon, stands ready. About half carry long-range SM-2 or SM-6 missiles, built to strike aircraft over 50 miles away. The rest are filled with ESSMs, short-range interceptors designed for threats that get too close. And if anything still slips through, the ship has backup, a 20mm Fallon's Gatling gun that spits 4,500 rounds per minute, and a 5-inch deck gun firing explosive airburst shells. Then they appear, the first wave, 183 Japanese planes, torpedo bombers, dive bombers, and fighters. Slow, steady, vulnerable. They have no radar warning receivers, no flares, no countermeasures. They have no idea what's waiting for them. The destroyer fires. Dozens of missiles streak into the sky, leaving long white trails behind them. Each one finds its target miles away. The Japanese bombers never see it coming. Explosions tear through their formations, planes vanish mid-air, others spiral downward trailing smoke and fire. Within a minute, half of the high-altitude bombers are gone. Then come the torpedo bombers, skimming just above the waves, heading straight for Battleship Row. They line up their runs, long, straight, and predictable. The destroyer fires again, unleashing a wall of ESSMs. Missiles find their marks. Torpedo planes erupt in flame before they can release their payloads. The few that survive drop their torpedoes too soon, splashing harmlessly into the harbor. Instead of a sky filled with burning ships, the harbor remains mostly untouched. Battleships that once took direct hits, the Arizona, Oklahoma, West Virginia, are still afloat. Now come the dive bombers, Aichi D-3A Vals. They start high, dive steeply, and release their bombs low to the ground. Normally, these are the hardest hit, but as they pull up from their dives, the destroyer's radar locks on. SM-6 missiles streak upward, detonating against their engines. The few that make it through are shredded by the Fallon's cannon, a curtain of tungsten rounds that turns them to pieces before they can drop their bombs. By the end of the first wave, the destroyer has fired roughly 40 missiles and destroyed more than 30 aircraft. The sky is full of smoke and debris. The surprise that defined the real Pearl Harbor is gone. 8:15 a.m. American P-40 fighters are already in the air. The destroyer still has most of its ammunition, nearly 24 long-range missiles, and all of its close-in defenses. Then, radar picks up another formation, the second wave. 171 aircraft are inbound, mostly dive bombers and level bombers, flying higher and slower than before. They expect chaos below, not a ready defense. Instead, they fly into radar-guided hell. At 60 miles, the destroyer opens fire again. SM-2 missiles streak into the sky, picking off the bomber groups before they can even reach Oahu. Those that survive find a harbor transformed. Every gun, from battleships to hillside batteries, is firing. The sky becomes a storm of tracers, smoke, and explosions. The Japanese attack, once a coordinated strike, turns into a desperate retreat. By 9 a.m., it's over. The difference is staggering. In real history, 21 American ships were sunk or damaged, 8 battleships hit, and over 2,400 Americans killed. In this version of events, almost all of those ships survive. Maybe 1 or 2 take damage. Casualties drop to a few hundred. Japanese losses, on the other hand, skyrocket. Instead of losing 29 planes, they lose more than 70, nearly half their attacking force. Could the destroyer itself be hit? It's possible, but unlikely. Even a 500-pound bomb would have to land perfectly, and against a radar-guided defense that can engage multiple targets at once, the odds are slim. The Aegis system reacts faster than any pilot in 1941 could ever imagine. And even if it never fired a single missile, just its radar alone would change history. 10 minutes of early warning would mean crews at their stations, ammunition ready, and aircraft scrambling before the first bomb ever fell. The surprise attack that crippled the Pacific Fleet would instead become a coordinated defense. So picture the new timeline. Pearl Harbor burns, but it doesn't break. The fleet survives. The Navy's power in the Pacific remains intact. Within days, not years, America could strike back. The Japanese carriers retreat without victory, their element of surprise gone. All because of one ship, a single Arleigh Burke destroyer standing guard at the entrance to Pearl Harbor. December 7th would still be remembered, but not as a day of infamy. It would be remembered as the day that the future fought back.